Now, it's certainly fair to say that when it comes to DJI drones, many of you have got different levels of skill set. There are many of you that basically can make it absolutely anything look cinematic, and there are those of you that need a little bit more help, and you're not so strong on the sticks, you may have some sort of disability, or generally just basically not have the experience to fly a drone smoothly. However, that shouldn't really stop you from getting smooth cinematic footage, should it? And thankfully, DJI have got you covered when it comes to this one. Built into the DJI Fly app, they have something called Quickshots, basically an automated flight mode, which basically does all the flying for you, while all you need to do is lock onto a target. So on this video, I'm going to show you how all of the Quickshots work and what they actually look like in practice. And once we've tested the Quickshots, I'm going to show you Mastershots, which is where basically you select a target and let the DJI Fly app come up with a nice little video for you automatically without you having to do an absolute single thing. So yeah, I think we can agree the drone is tracking me pretty damn well. So I'm going to pick this up when I get to my destination, and I'm going to show you how you can use your DJI Air 3 to get absolutely epic cinematic footage regardless of your skill level. So let's get into it. So the target I'm going to be using is, of course, this lighthouse right here. And what I'm going to do is just execute each quick shot within the DJI Fly app, show exactly what it does, so you can hopefully use it to your advantage when you're trying to capture some awesome shots. So to show you all this, then I'm going to select stop because I've been recording myself. And then I'm going to hit this button right here, and I'm going to select quick shots. Now, one feature of the quick shots is the fact that you can actually select the resolution, which you couldn't do on earlier DJI drones. So let me just show you that in practice. So down at the bottom, you can see we've got res and frames per second. So all we need to do is tap that, and we can select 1080p at 60 frames per second, or we can select 4K at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. Or what we can now do on the DJI Air series, which we couldn't do before. Yes, we don't have the full vertical camera that we do on the Mini 3 Pro, but we can do a crop. So if we select this option here, we can record at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second in 1080p in a crop, or we can do the same in 2.7K. So this is, of course, ideal if you are wanting to share this on social media. So it's time to show you what the quick shots actually do then. Now, the first option we have is, of course, a drone. So the camera centers on the subject as the aircraft ascends backwards at an incline. So all we need to do here, okay, is select a subject by drawing a box on this screen. What we can also do is use this little box here to select how far we want it to go away. Of course, as you can imagine, 90 meters is more than 30. So let's go somewhere in the middle with a 60 meter, and let's just execute that so you can see exactly what that does. There we go, that has now executed that quick shot. Now, if you don't know this already, what is another really good feature about this is once you've executed your quick shot, the drone will actually return back to its starting position. Now, that's really useful when you want to do some reveal shots. And I've shown on a previous video how you can use this to get a really cool effect. So I'll leave a link to that one in the video description. So next then, we're going to show the rocket. Now, the camera focuses downwards on the subject as the aircraft ascends at a rapid speed. This one looks really, really cool. So what I'm going to do is just gain a little bit more altitude here and go a little bit further back. Honestly, guys, this drone is really, really fast. So for this one, I'm going to focus just on the top of the lighthouse. There you go. And then what we can do is select the altitude. Now, with it being all the way up to 80 meters, let's just give this a go then. Hopefully, yes, we've got a lot of wind, but this drone should be able to cope with that. So let's just execute this rocket quick shot and see exactly what that does. There you go, it's positioning itself above the target. and then we're off upwards. Now, something I'd just like to show you is in your video editor, what you can actually do is use these shots to get an even more dynamic shot, because all we can do is reverse it and get an even more interesting shot than the one we've just achieved. So just something for you to think about when you're using these quick shots. They don't always have to go forwards. You can also use them from a distance to quickly zoom in to a target. So now the drone's returned, I'm going to show you the simple circle. Does exactly what it says on the tin. The aircraft centres on the subject and circles around it at a constant altitude. Of course, don't forget, guys, you can set the altitude. Okay, now with it being the DJI Air 3, thankfully, it does have side obstacle avoidance sensors. So if you obviously do encounter a problem, hopefully the drone should actually stop and prevent a crash. Now, of course, we don't just have to do it at distance. We can, of course, come closer if you want to get something really, really detailed. Okay, so what we can do is just fly quite close and just select the top. Now we can use these arrow direction indicators to choose which way we want it to go around. So we'll choose to go this way, execute that quick shot. There we go, look. Now naturally, as I'm sure you can imagine, the further out you are, it's going to do a much bigger circle. So you have to take that into account, that the quick shot will basically take a lot longer, but of course you can always crop in post if you want to give this effect. So the next one then, we're going to try a helix. Now this one is actually best by starting off low, because what the drone's going to do is it's going to do basically, a helix. It's going to ascend and then it's going to circle at the same time, getting a really, really interesting shot. But of course, because we are going to ascend, we want to start as low as possible. Let me just bring the drone down. So with this helix then, we're going to select the target just as we did before. And then we have the option to again change the direction with which it goes round. We can also select the radius, which is how far obviously it flies outwards. So we can go all the way down to 10 meters or all the way up to 120. Once again, I think 60 meters should be quite good. And what we'll do is we'll go the other way this time and just show you exactly what happens there. So let's go ahead and click start and execute this one. And as you can see, he's just kept the subject entirely in the center of the frame, which is of course really, really cool to see as well. So now that's completed, once again, the drone is going to just come back to its starting position, and then we'll go on to the next one. Now, as you may know by now, the DJI Air 3's party piece is of course its telephoto lens. So we can actually utilize this when we're using quick shots as well. All we need to do is press this 3 right here. Okay, and you can see it zooms in using our other lens. So let's just use this as an example then of the footage you can come to expect. So when we're going to go onto our quick shots, we're going to select boomerang. Now that is pretty simple. The aircraft will fly around the subject in an oval shape at an upward and diagonal incline. Now this is quite cool. Not one I usually use, but certainly I'm sure many of you might find a use. So let's go ahead and select the target. We'll go this way around. Now, with this one, we're not going to select a distance. It doesn't give it the option. It just executes it as it sees fit. So let's go ahead and click start. And like I say, guys, that would be incredibly difficult to be able to fly yourself. But you can see the quality this is just produced and how smooth it can actually fly it. So after a quick battery change, I'm going to select the final quick shot. And this is, of course, the asteroid feature. So the aircraft will fly to a max height and then shoot a sphere panorama. Now, one thing you may have noticed in the bottom right corner is the fact that we can only do this in 1080p. If I try to select any other resolution, it does not give me the option. So this one is 1080p only, guys. But let's have a look and see exactly what it does. So let's select the target just in the same way we have all the rest of them. And then we're going to click Start. So now the drone's returned. To take a look at what we've just produced, we just click this button right here, and then we're just going to open this one up. There we go, look. That's really, really cool. So let's just back out of that, and what I want to do now is just show you the Master Shots feature. So let's just tap out of that and click into Master Shots. So basically, based on the subject and the distance, the aircraft will automatically shoot a number of clips and create a master shot. Now what's really cool about Master Shots is this actually includes some of the quick shots, but also additional features that we can't select, and it's exclusive to using the Master Shots feature. Basically, you don't have a huge amount of control over what it selects. So whilst we cannot actually select what the drone chooses to film, we can adjust some of the parameters anywhere. Of course, in the bottom corner, we can still select all the options we could be for. Okay, so because Master Shots is available in 4K, we can film that in 4K. But what we can do down here is where it says estimated flight time. If we drop down that box, we have got width, length, and height. And this is where you can essentially adjust the parameters of how high and how far it actually goes out from the subject. I'm happy to leave that in medium. However, if, for example, if we did select large, you can see the flight time would change from 2 minutes. So with that back in at medium, let's just execute this master shot so you can see exactly what it's going to come up with. Let's just fly a little bit closer. And just so you know, guys, just because we are locked onto the target, we can still adjust the height and direction of where we actually want to start. Now, because this is a master shot, there's not much point you just watching it happen. What I'm going to do is just cut to the final result with a little bit of music so you can see what you could achieve by using this feature.
Hey, you, what's going on here? You make me feel this is the time to follow your dreams. Make your way up to the top. Take a breath and
So that completes my tutorial and test of the Quickshots and Mastershots feature on the DJI Air 3. Please do let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'm sure you can agree that these are absolutely fantastic to get some brilliant shots regardless of your skill level. So if you enjoyed this video, please do hit the thumbs up. It tells the YouTube algorithm that more people just like you might want to watch this video. If you're not already, of course, please do subscribe and hit that bell notification to be notified when I post all of my upcoming videos with the DJI Air 3. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.